Hello folks, we are going to talk about public and private addresses. For the internet to remain stable, we have to maintain unique addresses on the network. So there has to be a mechanism that is in place that makes sure that we are not duplicating our addresses and that are going to be seen on the internet. Now, originally this was something that the InterNIC was handling. However, the InterNIC does not exist anymore, and so IANA is the one who handle this. Now IANA is the Internet Assigned Number Authority, and they are under the umbrella of the ISOC, and they delegate the registration of their address space or of the IP version 4 and IP version 6 address space to certain registrar. So if you wanted to obtain an IP address, what would you do? Well, you had probably contact your ISP, and that would be a good start. But where does your internet service provider get their address space allocation? Well, for that, they have got to go to registrar, and the registrar are going to be based on geographic location. So if you are in the United States, you are going to go with the registrar known as ARIN. If you are going to ARIN, which stands for the American Registrar for Internet Number, then they are going to allocate an address space to you if it is available, and then from that chunk you can go ahead and allocate address space to your customers, and that's how your internet service provider do it. Now, those registrar include AfriNIC, which is African Network Information Center, APNIC, Asia Pacific Network Information Center, and so on. They are known as regional internet registries. While it is true that we have to have unique address space on the internet, there are certain addresses that are allocated for that known as public addresses, and there are some addresses that are allocated for that known as public addresses, and there are some addresses that are allocated for private use. Within the class A address space, as we talked earlier, anything that is address 1.0.0.0 to 9.255.255.255 and then 11.0.00.0 through 126.255.255.255 would be considered a public address. And to be able to use his address on the internet, you would have to have that address allocated to you by your registrar. In the class B address space, you are going to find anything like 122.0.0 through 172.15.255.255, and then it is going to jump to 172.32.0.0 to 191.255.255.255. Class C addresses are 192.0.0.0 to 192.167.255.255 and 192.169.0.0 to 223.255.255.255. And the same class D addresses used for multi-call addresses the way through 224.0.0 through 192.169.0.0. Oh, sorry, 239.255.255 for multicast group. Now RFC 1918 define address allocation for private use. This RFC helped to extend the life of IP version 4. Instead of having allocate address space for every device inside of an organization, you can use private IP address space and then a process known as network address translation that we will cover in the next section, not next lecture, but in separate lecture, that is NET. Translate these internal addresses to a public usable addresses for devices that do not need to access the internet. No net translation need to be created. The address space defined in RFC 1918, that is for private use in a class A range, would be 10.0.0.0 through 10.255.255, and as we discuss about BCD. So these are the details of the public and private addresses. As I talk about IP version 4, life has been extended because of NAT and because of this private use, but there is IP version 6, and still registrar want to implement IP version 6 that I don't understand, so we will cover that thing in the next lecture. So see you in the next lecture, that will be IP version 6 address.